Well, it's May, and that means it's college graduation season. And we've got great financial advice today for college grads who are going to be starting their first job. And it can seem daunting when the bill and debt, the bills and the debt, they're all piling up. Now, Dewey Steffen is with us now, the CEO and Chief Investment Officer with Great Lakes Wealth. Good morning, Dewey. Thanks for being with us.
Kevin, good morning. It's great to see you. Thank you for having me.
Well, first off, what would you tell college graduates right now? They're just trying to make it financially in their first job. What advice would you give them?
Well, first, I'm going to tell them, congratulations, you made it. So 2 thumbs up, way to go. And now, after you celebrate for a weekend, get into it. Get that job, start that career, and start a plan for your financial future.
Now, is there everything just seems to cost more, rent is up, homes are way up. I mean, is there, I know everybody can be different, but is there like an area where you say, yeah, that salary is too low, or here's a good range that you should look for when starting out?
Well, again, I think it depends on the industry, right? And it depends on the individual. But in general, you hit it right on the head. This is a time of high inflation. Prices are high across the board, but wages are keeping up with them. So there should be a complement to what things cost to what you're going to get with that first job offer, and if you accept it.
Well, everybody needs some sort of an emergency fund too. Do you have any advice or tips on how to get started on that, or how much that maybe you should have in an emergency fund?
Yeah, well, absolutely. So to begin with, just make a plan. You need to have a budget and stick to it. So that's the first thing, is to make a plan, know your expenses, and then make a budget and stick to it. That's the hardest part. And then after that, you need to set up an emergency fund. So like you said, Kevin, 3 to 6 months. So 3 to 6 months of those expenses, put them away in a bank account, put it in your sock drawer. If you're living with mom and dad, just don't tell mom where it is, and start with that, okay?
Well, and a lot of people they're graduating already with some debt or credit cards, but more credit cards, or at least the applications are usually sent to recent grads. So we've got to talk about credit cards. Are they a good idea? Are they a bad idea? Should you just throw those offers in the trash? What do you think?
So the second thing we talk about here is, after you have your emergency fund, is deal with debt. It might be your student loans. If that's the case, put them on the side, because those rates are low. But when you're talking about those credit card offers, Kevin, a lot of college students may have opened them up while they were in school to build credit. If you have done that, you better have a zero balance. So pay those off. And if you didn't do it then, you should do it now to build credit. But Kevin, you want to treat a credit card like a debit card. You can put money on it, but you have to pay it off in full every month.
And those are 2 forms of debt that you made really good points on, student loan debt or credit cards that you want to pay off. Is there a certain amount or a percentage you think that you should be putting in? Or are you just saying, look, you got to figure out your own situation, because I'm sure everybody's different. But is there a certain amount that you think that people should be putting in toward debt, credit card, or student loan debt?
You just want to deal with it and pay it off as fast as you can. Kevin, the best way, or the easiest way to make 24.99% return on your money is to pay off that credit card that has 24.99% interest accruing. So the first thing you do is pay those cards off as fast as you can.
Well, then next you got to start thinking about retirement. When I was 22, I wish I was thinking more about, when I was going to be 65, but that's just not the case whenever you're graduating. What do you have to say about people who want, about retiring or setting up a retirement plan when you graduate?
Sure. Well, after you deal with debt, you invest for success. So start that retirement plan immediately. If they offer it at work, day one, sign up. Sometimes there's a 90-day, sometimes there's a 180-day waiting period. So if this is just a summer job, that might not be an option, but this is the start of your career, then immediately sign up for the plan. They may match. Even if they don't, still do it. But like you said, Kevin, compound interest is what will work in your favor. So when you start in your 20s, you can literally stop in your 30s, and that'll compound it to success when you're 65 versus waiting till you're 40. You have to do it till you're 65, and you still mathematically won't be in the same spot.
That's a great point. You just, as soon as you start getting those paychecks, you just put whatever you can as soon as you get it into those accounts or toward debt so you don't spend it. And Dewey Steffen with us. Thank you so much from Great Lakes Wealth. We really appreciate your time and information this morning.
My pleasure. Thanks again for having me. We'll
Of
see you again.
course.